Welcome everyone to North Peninsula Democratic Club Candidates Forum of September 12th, 2015. This is relative to the San Mateo County General Election on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2015. North Peninsula Democratic Club was chartered by the San Mateo County Democratic Central Committee on May 17th, 2007. We proudly serve Democrats in and around the cities of Brisbane, Daly City, Colma, South San Francisco, San Bruno, Millbrae, Burlingame, and Hillsborough. Democrats who are candidates in each service area in which there is a contested race were invited to participate in this candidates forum. 8 of 9 agencies and 15 candidates responded. For general information and to become a member of North Peninsula Democratic Club, you can contact us at P.O. Box 399, Millbrae, California 94030, or you can email me, Marge4Millbrae @att.net. We're always happy to welcome Democrats as renewing and new members. At this time, I would like to do a few acknowledgments. First is to the North Peninsula Democratic Club Board of Directors, Pamela D.G. Vionini, Vice President, Sam Manna, Secretary, Ann Schneider, Treasurer, Sandra Lang, ex officio member and founding member of the club. Our forum subcommittee for today was Pamela D. Givionini, Sandra Lang, Robert Bernardo, and Vaughn Jones. We'd also like to thank the Transport Workers Union of America, AFL-CIO, Local 505, Mike Mays, President, Jennifer Platt, Vice President, Marcy Bruins, Financial Treasurer. Millbrae Community Television, MCTV, is recording the forum. We thank their board of directors, their general manager, Andy Pittman, and our producers who you see in the room today are Aaron Fellers and Andy Chan. The Candidates Forum may be viewed on demand beginning at 12 noon on Friday, September 16th at www.mctv.tv. You could click on the Watch menu for a list of 8 separate videos, one for each candidate's race. You may watch your own interview or as many others that you wish. You may also search on YouTube for North Peninsula Democratic Candidate Forum, and you can post a link to your YouTube interview on your campaign website if you so wish. I'd like to now introduce our moderator for today, the Honorable Gene Mullen, Assemblyman for the former 19th District, and he'll go through the process.
All right, thank you. That's Marge Pietro, who is the North Peninsula Democratic Club President and current Sitting Council Member for the City of Millbrae. And this interview will be with Andrew Mason, who is a candidate for the San Bruno Park Elementary School District. This is our 7th interview forum today. We've already heard from council candidates in Brisbane, Millbrae, San Bruno, Board of Trustees candidates for the San Mateo Union High School District, City Council candidates from Burlingame, and now we're moving into San Bruno Park. The process is that Mr. Mason will have an opportunity to make an opening statement. I will pose 3 questions that have been prepared by volunteers from the Democratic Club, and then we'll entertain questions from the audience if people have those, and then you'll have an opportunity to give a closing statement. There is a rebuttal period, but you're not going to rebut your own comments, so we don't have to worry about that. And so thank you for being here, and this is the opening statement of Andrew Mason, a candidate for the Board of Trustees of the San Bruno Park Elementary School District. Mr. Mason?
Thank you, Mr. Mullen. How are you? I'm Andrew T. Mason. I'm running for San Bruno Park School District, Board of Trustees 2015. I'd like to thank the club, North Peninsula Democratic Club, for hosting this event, this forum. I think it's a great opportunity for the public. Part of the reason why I'm running is I'm a dad, so I have a 3-year-old son. I'm concerned about San Bruno Public Schools. I'm concerned about 3 things. One, fiscal responsibility and transparency to the public is paramount. In recent events, we've seen all kinds of chaos and malaise and an unhappy public in 2014. Things are looking up. We have a new superintendent, and I'm also passionate about STEM education, engineering, connecting jobs with education, with learning, and also about language immersion programs. So I think that language is really important, and we're no longer this monolingual culture. We have a lot of opportunity as public schools to teach language education moving forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your opening statement. We now have 3 questions, the first of which, and I think you have implicitly addressed that, what is the single top issue facing your district right now, and how do you propose to address it?
I think that it takes a mature attitude, because what we have is fiscal issues. We've had difficult spending issues. We've had deficit spending. A number of years ago, a school was sold, and then we've had subsequent deficit spending over a period of time. And then in April of 2014, we see people in the streets picketing. There's issues with teachers. We're going to be losing teachers. This isn't really good PR for the district. It's not good for San Bruno. And I really think it's really critical we address the elephant in the room, which is fiscal responsibility and transparency to the public.
Okay, the second question. Would you please share your thoughts about the school district's parental engagement efforts, not those picketing out in front of the schools, of course, and how to best address this issue as it relates to the demographic diversity that San Bruno has in the district?
I think what's really important about San Bruno is that we have a large Hispanic community, we have a large Pacific Islander community, and I think that really the thing is I speak Spanish and a little Portuguese. My Portuguese is not that great, a little bit of Italian. I'm well-traveled. I've worked in, I'm a native Californian, so I've worked in industries, landscaping, construction, restaurants. So I speak Spanish because it's a really good working language in California. And I understand that it's all about community outreach. It's about going to those neighborhoods and saying, this is your democracy. Go out and express interest that this is your democracy and you can vote and you can have the opportunity to change your society. So, thank you.
A recent round of budget strategy discussions brought about concerns by both district members and San Bruno residents. Would you share your specific spending priorities in order to avoid the structural deficits, well, deficits are defects, structural deficits in the future? So, budgetary plans going forward.
Well, I think first off, we have to look at the way schools are maintained as far as buildings and grounds, facilities. I mean, these are old buildings. They need a new roof. They need infrastructure upgrades. So how that is done as a city, I know with San Bruno at the council level, they've been discussing how we manage maintenance of schools. And I think those are really important discussions. I think we should talk about that because really, I'd rather focus on the classroom and teachers and education and learning and the future of San Bruno public school students. But we've got to get people thinking about it's a physical asset, it needs to be maintained. So how we maturely discuss those approaches is really important. Thank you.
Okay. Do we have questions from the audience? Let me ask you, one of the most difficult decisions that school board trustees have focuses on the need to occasionally close a school. Mm-hmm. San Bruno has historically had many very small population schools, and some would say that's been part of the reason that they've run deficits in the past. Any thoughts about consolidating schools, closing schools, maintaining the way they are now? Thoughts about that? That's
a great question. I think that when you look at some of these San Bruno schools, a lot of them, they're under 300 students. So what you are to my former answer about you're maintaining a physical asset, so your economies of scale change when you have larger schools, and then if you have a small school, you have a 50-year-old, 60-year-old building, you've got to maintain it. So the mature decision about closing a school is a hard one, and you've got to make a case to the public saying, here's the reasons why we're doing this decision. And we've thought these through as far as costs, as far as preserving the community. So you might close the school as an asset, but you've also got to look at where are the kids going to go? What about enrollment? Preserve the community. The school itself is a physical building, so we need to discuss that.
Difficult decisions, for sure.
It is difficult. It's not easy, so.
Governor Brown has reallocated state resources under the local control funding formula, which has allocated a greater percentage of monies to school districts with greater needs. And under that formula, San Bruno has had their asset, the formula has resulted in greater revenues flowing. Thoughts about the future of the district in terms of programs? You mentioned science, technology, engineering, and math. With that as a backdrop, you've had difficulty retaining teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers have left
Yes.
because of surrounding districts with greater assets. Kind of your thoughts about what's going to happen over the next few years.
Well, Greg Land brought up a good point about learning versus teaching. So if you look at Cappuccino and other schools, you look at traditional teaching models, right? And now we're getting more into knowledge sharing, 3D printing. The maker movement is big now. So you're actually bringing in whole 3D printers and modules into classrooms and showing kids, here's small-scale manufacturing opportunities. Here's biotechnology. Here's lab space. So I think that the ability that I can bring to that is I've worked in all those technologies. I've worked in manufacturing and pharmaceutical grade research and whatnot. And using robotics technologies and showing kids, here's math, but here's the real world application. I think that's when you have money, when you actually meet your fiscal demands and you have money to put into programs, let's put into programs that work, that serve the public, which ultimately entail jobs, ultimately entail the future of San Bruno kids. Where are they going to work? That's my concern. Thank you.
Great. All right, so you are down to your candidate's closing statement. You have 1 minute to sum up much of what you've already said, and so you're up. 1 minute.
Thank you. I know just in the moment I've talked a lot about science education and engineering and the learning aspects of schools. A little bit about me, I have a 3-year-old son. I'm deeply concerned about San Bruno schools as far as a long-term vision, as a long-term public school education vision. I'm a product of public school education all the way up to high school. And I'm really passionate about this. I'm one of 7 kids. I know how to work with other people. And I think that's really the core of when you look at governing bodies, you need to be able to work with not only the city council, you need to work with the residents, you need to do community outreach, you need to speak to the community about the importance of public school education, and you need to be able to work with your fellow board members. That's one of the most important things. Again, science education, fiscal responsibility, language immersion, but the end-all be-all is, can you work with this guy? Yes, you can work with me. Vote for me, Andrew T. Mason, San Bruno Park School District. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mason, for appearing today. Thank you.
Thank you.